Hi, thanks for calling the Feminist Hotline. Please hold.
Hi,
Welcome back to the Feminist Hotline podcast. I'm Harper.
and I'm Dylan, and this week we're going to be talking about some of the Trump sexual harassment cases and basically why he should not have been elected.
And usually we would go into how our weeks have been. However, this is a more serious episode, so we are just going to get right into it.
Sorry that it got cut off right there, but also we're going to be mentioning this Hollywood leaked tape of basically just Trump
Basically admitting to what he
kind
does.
of admitting to what he does. And we're gonna link it. We're gonna put it
in
the episode
So keep
at the very
watching.
end. So keep listening.
Or listening. Whoa, sorry.
Okay, and basically how this episode is gonna go is we picked 5 women out who were harassed by Trump out of many women, and it's not like we thought their stories were more valid or anything. They were all very important. And then we're going to talk about their stories and then basically summarize it all and talk about our feelings. And also a trigger warning because we're going to be talking about sexual harassment and rape in this episode. And yeah. Okay, and the first person that we're going to be talking about is Christine or Kristen. I'm sorry if we get this wrong. I don't know. I think it might be Christine.
We're going to pronounce it like Christine, but if anybody hears this and knows the correct pronunciation of her name,
just tell us or something, or we're sorry. But we're gonna be talking about Christine Anderson.
So the first thing I'm gonna be talking about is I'm gonna be reading it off of an article on ABC News. So this is not my wording okay. Christine Anderson told the Washington Post that Trump put his hand up her skirt to her underwear in the early 1990s. After the story's publication, ABC News spoke to a friend of Anderson, Brad Trent, who said he heard the account from Anderson the year of the alleged incident. Trent told ABC News that Anderson had told him she was sitting next to Trump at an old China Club bar in New York where he slid his hand up her thigh and groped her. And she didn't know Trump, and it wouldn't make it any less worse if she did. He just met her, and
we tried to research like what their relationship was, but it just said it happened at a nightclub. So
they might have known each other, and we're so sorry for false information if we sound disrespectful. We were just getting these from sources, and we tried to check it. The second woman we are going to be talking about is Jill Harth, and again we're reading off of something from ABC News.
Yeah, and also Jill had a boyfriend in the 90s named George something, and we just cannot pronounce his last name, so we're just going to refer to him as George. So sorry about that. But Jill Harth said she had a dinner with Trump and her then boyfriend George in 1992 when Trump allegedly tried to put his hands between her legs. She alleged he also tried to kiss her during a tour of his Mar-a-Lago estate in Florida a month later when she and George were there to celebrate solidifying a business contract. Harth filed a lawsuit in 1997 alleging that Trump groped her and sexually harassed her, but she withdrew the suit, she says, as a condition of settling a separate financial dispute with him. Harth's lawsuit was reported in New York's Daily News in 1997, and Law News published a post on his website in February 2016 revisiting the suit. After its publication, Law News reported that Trump called to deny the allegations. He said, "It's ridiculous. I never touched this woman ever." Law News quoted Trump as saying.
In a New York Times article published a month before the 2016 election, Harth acknowledged that even after she had accused Trump of sexual misconduct, she briefly dated him in 1998. The Trump campaign also released emails from 2015 in which Harth, who now owns a cosmetics company, solicited the candidate for opportunities to do his hair and makeup. The Hill reported in December 2017 that Harth acknowledged sending the messages. That report came on the heels of another story in The Hill, which reported that after Harth publicly aired her allegations during the campaign, an unidentified donor came forward to pay the balance of a mortgage on Harth's New York apartment. Harth, in a statement published of the website of The Hill, said that the stories were an attempt to malign her and her attorney, Lisa Bloom, characterizing the political journalism site as, quote, an apologist for Trump and a rag for right-wing hit jobs, end quote.
Hart told ABC News in November 2017 that she stands by her allegations but doesn't want to speak any more about Trump.
And please keep watching this episode or listening to this episode. We know right now it's not necessarily boring, but we're just reading. In a little bit, we'll stop reading and we'll begin actually talking.
All right, so this next woman that we're going to be talking about is Kathy Heller or Healer or maybe something else. We're not sure. We don't know how to. Yeah, we're sorry about that. But yeah.
So while we're reading, we're going to say Heller, but if we're wrong, feel free to correct us. And again, the source is ABC News. Okay. Kathy Heller first spoke to the Guardian newspaper about an alleged incident she said happened at Mother's Day brunch at Mar-a-Lago. She repeated her claims to ABC News, and she said she believes it happened in 1997. She put her hand out to say hello to Trump, and he grabbed her unexpectedly and started to kiss her on the lips, Heller told ABC News. She said she pulled away, and he said, "Oh, come on." She said no, but he grabbed her again and got near her lips, Heller told ABC News. She said this happened in front of her family. The Guardian reported that Heller's family is in a dispute with Mar-a-Lago regarding their efforts to get refunds of dues, and that Kathy Heller was a Clinton supporter who donated the personal maximum of $2,700 to the Clinton campaign.
After her story appeared in The Guardian, the Trump campaign released a statement October 15, 2016, saying that it was a false accusation. There is no way that something like this would have happened in a public place on Mother's Day at Mr. Trump's resort. It would have been the talk of Palm Beach for the past 2 decades, the campaign's then senior communications advisor Jason Miller said. In late November 2017, after Trump began questioning the veracity of the 2005 Access Hollywood tape and commented on male public figures who had lost their jobs over sexual harassment allegations, Heller told People magazine that Trump is a hypocrite.
"I don't think he should be calling out anyone for sexual harassment or sexual assault, but I don't think he can control himself," Heller told the magazine. And for those of you who don't know what the 2005 Access Hollywood tape was, it was a tape that was leaked of Trump not admitting but kind of bragging about sexual harassment or assault that he'd done that got leaked. And there was a tape of him talking about it and still nothing got done.
And he still got elected like 10 years later.
We'll talk about this later.
Anyways.
Okay, the next woman we are going to be talking about is Temple Taggart McDowell. Again, so sorry for the mispronunciation. We're not meaning to offend anyone at all, and I'm so sorry.
Yeah. Okay, so Temple Taggart was the 21-year-old Miss Utah when she participated in the Miss USA contest in 1997. She said Trump, who owned the pageant at the time, kissed her directly on the lips. She first shared her story with the New York Times in May 2016, and Taggart, who now uses her married name of McDowell, recited her claims to ABC News through her lawyer, Gloria Allred. I don't know. Trump denied the allegations to the Times, saying he's reluctant to kiss strangers on the lips. "I don't even know who she is," Trump told NBC News in October 2016 in response to her allegations. She claims this took place in a public area. "I never kissed her. I empathetically deny this ridiculous claim." McDowell, through her attorney, reaffirmed her allegations to ABC News in November but declined to be interviewed. All right, and this last woman that we're going to be talking about is Cassandra Searles. And again, we're not sure if that's how you say her last name, but yeah.
In June 2016, former Miss Washington Cassandra Searles shared a post on Facebook that is no longer available publicly. She had posted a picture of the group of Miss Universe contestants from 2013 with Trump in the center. In the caption of the photo, which was screen grabbed by Yahoo, she wrote that this one guy treated us like cattle. And I forgot to mention that guy will be running to become the next president of the United States. Rolling Stone reported that Searle updated her original post, adding a comment to the thread. And the next line has not really a bad word, but I don't know, so sorry, but it's in the thing. And okay. "He probably doesn't want me telling the story about the time that he continuously grabbed my ass and invited me to his hotel room," Searle wrote, according to Rolling Stone. ABC News has not been able to reach Searles, and Trump has not released a specific statement about her claims.
All right, so those were all the stories that we shared. I know that was probably a lot. I know, as Harper said, it wasn't particularly boring, but it must have been hard listening to us read off an article for 5 minutes or so. But yeah.
It's very important that you listen to those stories to get to this part of the episode.
Yeah.
So the first thing we wanted to talk about is, as we were scrolling by some of the women that he assaulted, we picked 2 people from pageants, and in the women we were scrolling by, a lot of them were from a pageant, because he did at the time own a pageant.
I'm pretty sure it was Miss Universe or Miss USA or something like that.
I don't know. We don't. Anyway. So he owned that, and because he did own that, he was able to go in, and he said this in the leaked Hollywood tape, that he would go in and watch the girls get dressed and undressed.
So disgusting.
And terrible to abuse your power. We talked about this in the She Said movie review, but this is just another example of how some rich men abuse their power and the things they have, and just, it's so bad.
Yeah. Also, unlike what happened in the She Said movie review, Harvey technically did get
jail time.
Yeah, he did get jail time, and the accusations were proven to be true and everything like that. But with Trump, there were 26 women that came forward, and probably more who did get assaulted, and nothing happened. People let him say that it was false and that it was just accusations and stuff. And he also got elected to be president of the United States of America.
That's crazy.
It's crazy.
And I've talked to some Trump supporters about what happened and some of the recordings, and specifically the one where he said, I talked to one of them and about the recording where he said you can just grab women by the yeah, and the person denied it. It's in a recording, and it's
just like that recording came out before he got elected. How could people know that?
He's done so
about him basically admitting to stuff, and how could they know that and then still vote for him? It makes no sense.
It just shows the power dynamic. Like, if a woman were to be doing that stuff, she would be in jail, of course, and rightfully so. That's so messed up.
Yeah.
But because he's rich and powerful and got to lie his way through, it's just so awful.
Yeah.
Another thing that we wanted to mention is when we were researching the women that he assaulted, I thought it was 24. Dylan thought it was 25. It was 26. And
we said that in the She Said movie review.
Yeah.
It's 26.
So we researched it, and the first thing that popped up on Safari was, like, all the results aren't loaded, and it was because new stuff was coming in, or, like, the stuff was newer. And that just shows how it's still happening, and all of us just somehow ignore it.
Yeah, and also, that reminds me of the She Said movie, because most of the things that happened in the 90s. Like, I think pretty much all these examples happened in the 90s, and
some in the 2000s.
Yeah, but also the stuff that Harvey Weinstein did, they were focusing on all the cases again in the 90s, and then one of the guys that they talked to in the movie, of like She Said, they were like, why are you focusing on all this stuff in the 90s when there have been so many more recent things happening? And so, yeah, it's kind of funny that's why, like, why is everyone focusing on what happened in the 90s?
Because I think so many things happened in the 90s. I think things are coming in looser now.
Yeah, probably.
Which doesn't make it any
it doesn't
more okay. But and also, I think Dylan wanted to say this about reporting and it never being too late. So go ahead.
Oh, yeah. I guess I just wanted to say this does show that, like, it's never too late to, like, say what happened to you. And, like, sometimes people will say it's too late and stuff, but just always try if you feel comfortable. And yeah.
And sometimes, unfortunately, it is too late with evidence-wise, but it's always good to come forward with your story and inspire and help so many other women. And the women that Trump assaulted, I think, are still looked at as being, like, false and stuff, which is so bad, because how are I don't think 26 women are coming together to ruin Trump's career, although I wish they would. They're just, like, telling you that, and this again is shown in the She Said movie, how this is all in this huge system and it's covered and denied because I don't even know why we let it happen.
Yeah, no, the system we talked about it in the She Said movie review. The system protects men in power, and it's just so horrible that this has happened.
I know, and I didn't really know how relevant that was. I thought it was back then, and just now I'm like just realizing like this is still happening. Like they're making this is just so
that's what I was trying to say earlier when I was talking about how there's been more recent stuff.
Yeah, and how it's just so covered, and it's
gonna come out in 20 years.
Yeah, and it's just so disappointing that Trump got elected, and he did so many other horrible things besides this. And again, this was awful. I think there were some more extreme allegations.
We didn't touch. Oh, did we touch on like the rape ones?
I don't think so. We just didn't want to make this too.
But he definitely. I mean, he has raped people.
Yes. I think we researched it, and anyway, it's just so sad.
Yeah. Okay, and just circling back to the pageant thing, so he talked about going into the dressing rooms and watching the girls change, and there was also Miss Teen USA, which was did he also own that?
I think
he owned that too.
Do not quote us on that, but
we're not sure. This is just an idea, or maybe I don't know. We don't know.
We read it somewhere.
Yeah, and those are girls aged 14 to 19, so that's like minors.
It's disgusting.
And it's just disgusting. And there's recordings of him talking about dating young girls.
Like 5 years old.
Yeah, there was this thing on the escalator. I just found out about that.
He was like talking to this girl's dad, and he was like, "Oh, are you?" I forget what he asked. And then she responded, "Yeah." You could tell she was young, maybe 5 or 6, I think.
Okay, sorry, we got cut off there. Yeah. But the last thing that we wanted to discuss is how we didn't use this example in like the 5 women multiple people, but out of those 5. But he also raped his wife, and we sexually harassed. I think she said raped, but
there was
we're not sure.
Yeah. We couldn't find too much on it.
Yeah. But basically, we just wanted to point out that rape in marriages do happen.
And boyfriend-girlfriend relationships.
Yeah. So basically, if you're in a relationship, you can still be raped, and we need to
spread awareness of that.
Yeah.
Because
normalize. Don't normalize. Normalize the fact that can happen.
Yes.
Yeah.
And like if you're in a relationship, it does not mean you give the person consent of your body full time. It's like that one time that you do whatever, and you just need to be aware of that, and just like you're valid.
So don't ever feel scared of like saying something because you guys were dating or something like that. Like that. So basically, dating doesn't mean consent. Well, it just doesn't mean consent to having sex all the time. And yeah. Also, sorry, got cut off. Okay, and then right now, next we're going to be putting in the clip of him talking, and, okay, major trigger warning for this part. He uses explicit language and just disgusting language, and
honestly, trigger warning Donald Trump. That's the trigger warning.
Yeah.
You know, and
she used to be great. She's still very beautiful.
I moved on her, actually. You know, she was down in Palm Beach. I moved on her, and I failed. I'll admit it.
Whoa.
I did try and fuck her. She was married.
That's huge news there.
No, Nancy.
Yeah.
No, this was marriages. And I moved on her very heavily. In fact, I took her out furniture shopping. She wanted to get some furniture. I said, I'll show you where they have some nice furniture. I took her out furniture. I moved on her like a bitch, but I couldn't get there. And she was married. And all of a sudden, I see her. She's now got the big phony tits and everything. She's totally changed her look.
She's your girl's hot as shit. In the purple.
Whoa!
Yes!
Whoa!
Yes, the Donald has scored!
Whoa!
Oh, my man! Wait, you gotta look at me when you get out. You're like,
sets this up.
That is very.
will you give me the thumbs
Look
up?
at you. You are a
You
piece.
gotta put the thumbs up. You gotta get the thumbs up. Can't be too happy.
else off first? Yeah, let me.
It's very
You
funny.
gotta give me the thumbs up.
All right, you and I will walk down.
Oh my god.
Maybe it's a different one.
Better not be the publicist. No, it's her.
Yeah, that's her, with the gold. I gotta use some Tic Tacs just in case I start kissing her. You know, I'm automatically attracted to beautiful. I just start kissing them. It's like a magnet. You just kiss. I don't even wait. And when you're a star, they let you do it. You can do anything.
Whatever you want.
Grab them by the pussy. You can do anything.